Hello there, and welcome back to Aqua Plays Dragon Age Origins. We're going to be continuing with a little more companion banter here, or rather probably a lot more. So yeah, let's get to it. Let's see, let's do some more Morgan.
Yes.
We'll throw in Alistair, and let's throw in Shale.
Yes.
And we shall continue. Oh, got an encounter. Not just this guy, but I think I haven't seen him
Fine
again.
weapon and arms, dwarven made.
Let's see if we want to get anything from this guy. Don't really need skills that bad, so I think I'm good. And yeah, I think that's about it. Oh, maybe I did. Maybe I did actually encounter this guy in the last time I played. Can't remember. Anyways, let us move onward to some more banter.
I understand the Swamp Witch is out to slay its own mother.
Entirely in self-defense?
So it claims. It could not have been its plan from the very beginning, then.
I knew nothing about my mother's intentions prior to finding the book. It was your notion I arranged that.
Unnecessary, considering it is the only one who can read the book. It could just as well be a journal or a book of recipes.
Would you like me to teach you how to read the book? Then you can see for yourself.
Now it is testing me.
Well, do you care enough to learn or no?
No, I do not care.
Then leave me be.
Can you teach me, Morgan? I'm curious. How you read the book? I forget what you said. Is it like a different language, or is it just like in a code or something? Can't remember now.
I find it very odd.
It meaning me. Am I in it now too? I feel honored.
For one who professes to be a warrior, I find it remarkably weak-willed and indecisive.
Thank you?
It also likes to hide its many weaknesses behind a veil of jocularity.
For a statue, you know a lot of big words.
Is there a reason it enjoys following others so much? Especially when it is in a position to lead?
Have you ever been responsible for someone else's life? Or a lot of other lives? Or an entire nation?
Of course not.
Then shut up.
I will remember this moment when the birds come.
Shale, you and those birds. Always about the birds. Shale going on about the birds, and Ogden going on about Bronca. Alright. Who next?
The Swamp Witch has been looking at me oddly. Stop it, or I will crush its tiny bird-like head.
I am simply finding it difficult to believe that there is a woman inside of there.
A woman who is also a warrior, and a dwarf.
Yes, that would explain a great deal.
Alright. With a short one?
The Swamp Witch has a great deal in common with my former master.
The Swamp Witch? How original.
The Swamp Witch has the same arrogance, the same air of cruelty. I would hate for it to have possession of my control rod, if it still worked, of course.
Let me tell you what you can do with your control rod, Gollum.
Is it telling me that if the rod did work, that it wouldn't want control over me?
I wouldn't go so far as that. I could, for instance, command you to go and jump in a lake. A very deep lake.
It fools no one. The Swamp Witch would control everything if it could. It would have us all dancing on its strings.
Oh, you know me too well, Gollum. Your revealing gaze has laid me bare.
I will be watching the Swamp Witch. It must not be trusted.
Now you're beginning to sound just like Alistair.
You know, I don't know if I've ever listened to the banter between Wynn and Shale.
As you say.
I wonder if Shale also, like, really doesn't like Wynn. Considering Wynn is also a mage. To check that out after this group, I think.
I am told that it lost a large number of comrades in the battle with the Darkspawn.
Me? I guess I did, yes. I didn't know all of them that well, however. Mostly just Duncan.
I'm unfamiliar with this name.
It's not important. You don't need to know who he was.
I cannot remember if I ever had anyone important to me. All I remember is being given orders.
I would gladly be following Duncan's orders right now, if I could.
It enjoys following others. I find that odd.
You wouldn't understand. Don't worry, I don't expect you to.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a difference when you're following others to some extent out of your own free will, your own choices. Especially if you believe in the cause of that person is wanting you to help in.
So do you ever want to go back?
To Honleaf? Perhaps it should stare at a patch of grass for 30 years and then tell me how much it misses it.
Point taken. Still, if you can't remember anything else ever, it would be scary to leave, I think.
Fortunately, I am not as comfortable with the mundane and familiar as some.
Ooh, ow, ow. Sort of an adventurer, I see. Brave new world, that sort of thing.
And instead, I should be content to remain in that village, standing still out of fear of the unknown? What life is that? I know what I am now. I know how I was made. I can move forward. It, who has had so much more, should do half as well.
Thanks for that. I feel really good now.
A pleasure. Next time we shall speak of its grammar and personal hygiene.
Well, let's see if we do get that. Let's see, will it be you two again here? Who knows?
Why does the Swamp Witch still travel with the Grey Wardens?
You are of the opinion that I should not be?
I am curious. It seems as if it has little reason to stay.
The same could be said of you. There is no control rod commanding your presence, Gollum.
I have no history and thus no purpose. The same cannot be said for the Swamp Witch. Its purpose is simply unknown.
Keep asking questions and I shall turn into a bird. I can do that.
I have no fear of birds.
Oh, I didn't say you were afraid. I would simply hover out of reach. Hovering, waiting until...
Enough! I shall be silent.
Excellent choice.
You'd better be careful, Shale.
It is big.
Just be careful. Honestly, I don't... It's been a long time. I don't fully remember what all the significance of, like, the... Oh, what is it called? Oh, it's like the... Is it called the Dark Sacrifice? Whatever it is, where we make the, like, where we had to agree to the deal with Morrigan. I forget exactly what all the significance of that and everything with her and this in later games. It'll be interesting to find all that out again. Which, speaking of which, I imagine Visella will almost certainly... Yeah, she's definitely going to agree to it because she doesn't want to die, and she doesn't want Alistair to die, so... It's definitely going to have to agree to her... Oh, the Dark Ritual, that's right, that's what it's called. Yeah, she definitely have to agree to that, even though it will be annoying to let Arrogance sleep with her man. But such is the way of things. Anyways,
So
let's
tell
see.
me, was the Tower of Magi everything you thought it would be?
Abominations running rampant. Templars ready to slaughter every mage in sight. Yes, it rather met all my expectations.
You don't think you might have been better off getting your training there, instead of whatever your mother taught you?
You're right. My mother didn't nearly have as many abominations running about. That certainly would have improved my education.
I'll give you that one.
I'm so relieved.
Yeah, that is true, though. It's kind of like teaching... I mean, you know, when you think about it, yeah, it's like... Everything, it all came about because of the imprisonment, right? Like, essentially, like, older than the others just wanted to be free of the imprisonment, and that's what led them to do it, whereas, like, if they had the freedom to begin with, there would have been no reason for them to choose. So, yeah. I don't know, the whole circle thing is kind of debatable, because, like, it makes sense, you know? Like, there's, like, good parts to it, but also, like, definitely bad parts to it. Yeah, so it's a complex issue for sure. One that we'll be exploring more in the sequel here, too.
I've come up with one. A question that you can't answer.
Are you talking to me?
That's right. You think you're so smart. I've got an academic question that I bet you won't be able to answer.
Oh, I doubt that.
So tell me then, what was the name of Andraste's husband?
This is a religious question, not an academic one.
You're joking, right? A 5-year-old could answer that question. Do you not know more than a child?
I care nothing for your religion, and this game of yours is over.
Oh, how the mighty have crumbled.
I mean, she's right, Alistair, that is a religious question. I'm surprised she doesn't know, though. Like, even if she doesn't care for religion, you think she'd at least know it in passing. Though I guess if she spent most of her time still just in the wilds, yeah, it depends on what all she's involved with, I suppose. Math probably doesn't come up regularly in everyday conversation.
So, you met this sibling of yours?
Half-sister, but yes.
And she turned out to be an insufferable hag?
You'd have liked her. You two have a lot in common.
And you let her berate you without punishment?
It's moments like this when I truly appreciate the difference between you and me.
It is moments like this when I truly wonder at the difference between you and a toadstool.
Morgan and Alistair. Iconic feud. Iconic rivalry of Dragon Age Origins here. Swooper and the swooped upon, essentially.
How many other forms can the Swamp Witch become?
Several.
Can it become a golem?
Seeking companionship, are you?
If it could become a golem, I simply wonder why it would not stay that way. It is a superior form.
No, I cannot become a golem. I can learn to become animals, and each form must be learned anew.
And how does it learn a form? Does it read about it somewhere?
It is not a talent one can read from books. You must copy a creature's soul.
I do not understand.
Nor should you. Rock is unchanging. Allow it to stay that way.
It could definitely be really interesting to be able to change into animals and whatnot. Fortunately, in the game, it's just not that great, at least whenever I've messed around with it. But I haven't messed around. It's never one of those gameplay things where I don't think I've, like, necessarily gone full in on it. I mean, blood magic to me so far has been kind of disappointing, I would say, for the most part. Though I still I still keep forgetting to use the AoE one. But overall, yeah, I'd say it's kind of a little disappointing, maybe, at least in this game. But yeah, maybe if I tried the shapeshifter stuff more, I don't know. Especially, like, maybe if you did the shapeshifter stuff, maybe if you did this right combination of things, I don't know. It's just another one of those things for, like, future playthrough. But there's just too many things I want to do in future playthroughs, but too many other games I also want to play. And then, of course, wanting to play the rest of the Dragon Age games through. Well, and just too much. But for now, we'll just focus on this playthrough and getting through the rest of it.
Would the Swamp Witch consider explaining the nature of magic to me? I am most curious.
Surely there is another who would not be so bothered by your tiresome questions. Perhaps Alistair.
I fear the second warden has not the knowledge to answer my question.
You might ask him anyhow. Certainly whatever he happened to come up with would serve as amusement.
I do not understand. I seek enlightenment and not amusement.
You're apt to get much further seeking amusement, I assure you.
The Swamp Witch is a most confusing creature. I do not understand it.
You're not the first one to say so. First golem, perhaps.
I will ask the Swamp Witch later, when it is less inclined to make bizarre responses to my queries.
You will be waiting some time then, I fear.
That was actually pretty lighthearted for a banter between
It shall
them.
be done.
Seems like they're maybe starting almost to show some fondness for one another there, in spite of it all.
There is one thing I do not understand, Alistair.
Just the one thing.
About you, perhaps. Why the deception over your parentage?
I'd figure you'd be the sort who knows all about deception.
I do. And what use the deception might have had ended when King Kalen perished, did it not?
Maybe. I guess I was sort of hoping that would go away.
The truth does not go away.
Didn't say it was a good plan.
Nope, nope, nope. Worry not though, Alistair. You have Visella there. Hold your strings. And so long as you continue to fail to see the strings, you can know some kind of illusionary happiness. Well, not so illusionary considering you will actually feel it. Anyway.
I would still like to know how the Swamp Witch learns its forms.
Eager, are you not? Does the golem wish to become human after all?
A human is a soft and weak form. I desire no such thing.
Then why the interest in shape-changing? Unless you secretly wish to become something other than what you are.
Is that why the Swamp Witch learned? To escape her form?
In a way. It was lonely to grow up in the wilds. To join with the forest, to become one with its denizens. There was a freedom in that.
I think it would be an excellent talent for disguises.
Or perhaps to walk through doors without hitting one's head.
Yes, exactly.
Well, 'tis not a good enough reason.
I don't know. I think it'd be pretty tiring banging your head all the time. Might be pretty good a reason in the end.
What is a good enough reason?
For which?
It said that my reason for learning more of shape-changing was not good enough. What reason would be?
I do not know. Tell me what it is and I shall decide.
It could simply decide any reason was insufficient then.
You find that maddening, do you?
It has a bird-like nature to its sadism, I'll give it that.
Good. Let us leave it that way.
Come on, Morgan. Shale seems willing to do some bonding. Come on, Morgan. Open up a little bit.
I shall do.
You can have more friends than just cold old Visella, who's kind of a friend, but also still, like, just, you know, never fully committing to friendship in her mind, always maintaining that distance to allow for her to focus on manipulation. Yada yada yada. Oh. Banter complete? I guess banter is complete for you guys.
Bread.
Okay. Let's go swap some people out.
Just a bit of bread.
Okay. Like I said, I'd like to see how one in Shale would get along here, so let's do that.
Very well.
Yes.
And you know what?
Yes.
We can throw in Morgan,
Indeed.
because then that'll also make it a bit easier. Since we already know that we have Shale and Morgan stuff generally done. Is this gonna be that dude again, or are we gonna have to go through this every time? I don't want anything you have to offer. Go away. Leave me alone. All I want is banter. It is banter time now.
You must be vastly relieved, Wynne.
Relieved? I do not understand what you mean.
Most your age would spend much of their time preoccupied wondering when they might perish. Yet you already know.
Eavesdropping is not considered very polite, dear.
A fortunate thing, then, that I do not consider myself bound by such rules.
In response to your question, I know only that I died once. I do not know how much time I have left, only that it is very little.
That is not so very different than before, surely. You are an old woman.
One who keenly appreciates that our time in this world should be spent doing what is important.
I have always lived by such a philosophy.
How reassuring.
Yeah, you two are definitely at different spectrums of mages, for sure. Different ends of the spectrum.
It must have been very difficult for you and your mother, Morrigan, to live always hiding from the Chantry and its hunters.
Your pitying tone is as unwelcome as it is unnecessary, old woman. There was nothing difficult about our lives in the slightest.
But surely you must have drawn notice from time to time. No matter how powerful you claim to be, you would not wish the full attention of the Chantry.
Hunters did come into the wilds from time to time. They did not leave.
And the interest of the Chantry was never aroused. I find that difficult to believe.
I imagine you find many things difficult to believe. Your own preference for the leash you wear, for instance.
There are good reasons for the world to fear mages, even despite our best intentions.
Your best intentions, perhaps. Their fear concerns me not at all.
Yep, definitely good reasons, but at the same time, sometimes imprisoning the mage makes them more likely to become a threat, like we talked about before. It's like if you put a wild animal in a cage. Not necessarily a smart thing to do, and while the wild animal is a threat in the wild as well, you can choose to stay out of the wild and, like, you know, do certain things against it. So, you know, once again, complex issue. We'll get more into that in Dragon Age 2 here, obviously, because that's like a main part of that game's story. So anyways, continue.
I have a question it may be able to answer, Elder Mage.
Must it always be Elder Mage? I'm not a wizened old crone just yet.
Would it prefer mage well past her prime don't mind the sagging bits?
You have an odd way of requesting answers to your questions.
I'm curious about the abominations of the tower. Is it possible for such a creature to become human again?
Yes, it is simply very difficult. It requires travel into the Fade.
And is the mage the same afterwards as the mage was before?
No, I have never met such a person, but no, they are changed forever.
I understand. Thank you for the answer, wise one.
Huh. That's interesting. I didn't think they would be able to be saved after they become abominations. I mean, obviously Connor is like kind of a... Well, Connor was kind of a different case, though, because he didn't really go... Well, I guess he did kind of become an abomination, but he didn't become all, like, weird and, like, deformed, though. But then again, Older didn't either, so I don't know. I guess it depends on the nature of the possession and everything, too. It would be interesting to explore that more, though. I wonder if we ever get to see someone who maybe was recovered. Probably not. It probably doesn't really come up. Not that I can remember, but you never know, I guess.
Shale, why do you refer to me as the Elder Mage?
Clearly because it is purple, and a hyena.
Then you simply wish to be perverse? Surely you're better than that.
I have found that I'm allowed precious few amusements. Since so many prefer to call me Gollum, I enjoy referring to them in a similar fashion.
Oh, very well. But could you at least use a different adjective? I do not wish my age to be my defining characteristic.
As the fussy mage desires.
Oh, I give up.
Be careful, Win. Elder Mage definitely sounds better than a lot of other things she could choose to call you. I mean, at least Elder, like, tends to imply wisdom. And Elder Mage sounds better than just, like, Old Mage.
You have a barbed tongue, Morrigan. Why do you treat others in this way?
I owe you no explanation. There is no writing on my forehead that says, "Please, guide me."
You are traveling with these people. It behooves you to be civil.
You were too transparent, old woman. Do not bring up our companions when all you wish is for me to be civil to you. I am not one of your circle apprentices, to hang on your every word. I am not Alistair, who sees in you a surrogate mother.
No, it is obvious you are nothing like Alistair.
Take your lectures elsewhere. They mean nothing to me.
I will say Wynn definitely is a bit overbearing. Like, even if I'm playing a character that's more, you know, more interested in listening to her lectures and more respecting of her and everything, still is a bit much at times. Especially when she goes on and on about, like, what the Grey Wardens are supposed to be and everything, when it's like, you're not a Grey Warden? And, it's, you know, I mean, I know you've been around a long time, but you're not a Grey Warden yourself, so it seems kind of presumptuous of you. Anyways, let's see.
Have you given any thought to your future, Shale?
I was thinking I might, join the Chantry, become divine, and have giant Andraste golems fashioned to conquer the lands.
Truly?
No.
It was a serious question. One day the quest of these Grey Wardens will be finished one way or another. What will you do then?
The quest of the Grey Wardens is to destroy the Darkspawn, I thought.
Oh, so you share a larger purpose with them? Is that your ultimate goal?
I had not given it much thought. It might be better than slaughtering every bird in existence.
Well, yes, at the very least. It's worth thinking about.
Yeah, I mean, that's what golems are made for, right? Let me just check something real fast. Okay, yeah. Second there, I couldn't remember if I'd started recording or not. But yes, obviously if you're yes, then obviously I did start recording. Anyways, wait. Is this guy new?
We have leadership again. Thank you, Warden. You are a friend to the Stone.
Wait, how many times? I've like walked past this how many times, and this is the first time I just noticed that guy and realized, like, wait, he wasn't here earlier. Was he? Was he here earlier? Huh, I don't know. I don't know if he just popped up after I finished the Orzammar stuff or not, but that's... I know why he suddenly stuck out to me. Anyways, more banter. Banter.
The Elder Mage watches me. I'm reminded of a certain former master whose head I crushed, or so I'm told.
Oh, I'm sorry, Shale. I am simply curious about you, that's all.
As my former master would say during his experiments.
Oh, I would do no such thing. I just find the idea of you so fascinating. On the one hand, it seems it would be so sad and so lonely in existence. And on the other, you are so very powerful. No golem I know of has ever had free will as you do. May I ask what you intend to do with it?
Other than exterminating the vermin of the sky?
Yes. Other than that?
I do not know. Crushing heads is fun, for now.
Well, that's something.
Isn't that kind of like exactly what you were talking about in the previous banter? It's kind of weird. There's like some weird repeating in some of these. Like for the most part, they're, you know, they tend to like kind of follow on from one another a little bit to some extent, but
It shall be.
that seemed more like just kind of repeating and like forgetting that they'd even talked before about the possibility of her going on to fight Darkspawn and stuff. Anyways, let's see what
It
else you
seems
got.
I must retract a statement I made earlier. The Elder Mage is not
Yeah, see,
at
this
all
is
like
following
my former
on.
master.
Oh? That's a good thing, is it?
It is, unless you happen to like having your head crushed. Not that I remember doing that.
You know, I think I even remember who you speak of. His name was Wilhelm, yes? From the Free Marches?
It was Wilhelm of shrill voice and the control rod that he enjoyed wielding very much. Any more than that, he did not divulge.
Well, if it was the same man, he had quite the reputation. A scholar of some means who disappeared mysteriously.
Mystery solved. I killed him. I expect I smiled, much as I'm able to.
You do speak your mind, don't you?
Fortunately, no other part of me has anything to say.
Yep. Yeah, they get along better than one might expect, given Shale's hatred of mages. One kind of has that endearing effect to her, despite some overbearing nature.
Has the Elder Mage ever encountered another golem?
I suppose there used to be one deactivated one stored in the tower's vault. I wonder what became of it. After all that's happened to the Circle, I'd be surprised if it isn't completely destroyed.
Why was it deactivated? Did it crush some arrogant mage's head after one too many commands?
I do not know, Shale. Perhaps it is just irreparably broken. I think it stayed in the tower because no one could move it. It is very, very old. I believe it came from Banter a long time ago. Perhaps someone bought it so it would guard the tower.
Its people do enjoy their slaves, don't they?
It was not a slave. It is a
tool. As I thought. No, don't deny it. No.
Yep. I mean, yeah, it is essentially slavery because it is actually living souls. I mean, even if you didn't know it. I mean, at the time you didn't know it, you know, presumably, right? So. You didn't know you were engaging in slavery, but not knowing does not mean it did not happen. Ignorance does not erase the truth.
Have you given thought to perhaps prolonging your life by forcing another spirit into your service?
Of course not.
I would. Of course, I am still young, beautiful, and my life is my own, while you are bound to that circle. I wonder why I asked. It would be a silly thing, prolonging your life. A waste.
Think what you will, Morrigan. When the end comes, I will go gladly to my rest, proud of my achievements. While you will see how empty your life was. You will realize that because you never had love for others, you never received love in return. And you will die alone and unmourned.
You speak of meaningless things. I need no one to mourn me, old woman.
More's the pity.
But Morgan, you soften up in time. Just like you and Visella. Bit of a friendship now. You are not quite as callous all the time as you appear to be on the surface. Especially once you have your kid, which you are going to have in this one, because we're going to do the dark ritual, so you'll have a kid. And that will definitely change you for the better or worse, whichever one you want to think.
I have thought about what you said before, Shale. About slavery.
It is profitable, so I am led to believe.
It is wrong. And it is no more right to make a slave out of a golem. I think no one understood how golems were made, Shale. Perhaps we should have suspected, but no one knew. Golems were like spells. Useful.
I am useful. I'm better than any fireball, that I'm sure of.
It's not the same thing. When this is over, I will make certain that the Circle of Magi knows the truth. Your people should not be treated as objects.
I have no people. I mentioned the slavery because I knew it would be bothered. No other reason.
But it still deserves to... You are a very perverse creature, you know this?
It almost wishes it had a control rod, no?
I still think it's worth mentioning to the Circle, though, when... I mean, technically, like, the golems aren't a people, but they're technically kind of, still part of the dwarven people. One could say. But yeah, you know, actually I wonder, like, if Shale... You'd think maybe, like, Shale would want to, like... Maybe find other golems and figure out how to free them, maybe. Maybe. I wonder if she ever did encounter, like, other golems, what she would do. Well, I mean, I guess we technically are making more right now. But, like ones from the past, maybe. I don't know. I guess she maybe doesn't feel that much of a kinship with him in particular.
Show some pity for a poor
Okay.
old man.
You guys are done with your banter. Nice. Let's see, who next shall we run about here? I feel like I probably did listen to most of this banter in the past, or like, you know, at least like went and read it on a wiki or something, but honestly I do not remember a lot of it. It's just been so long since I've gone through so much banter. Let's see, Sten, we haven't done like anything with you yet. We haven't done a lot with Griffin recently either. What about Ogren? Ogren and Sten is an interesting pair, actually, now that I think about it. Guys, please don't give me the merchant again, but you are going to, aren't you? Oh, thank goodness it didn't this time. Okay. So then, what do you guys want to talk about here?
Dwarf,
What?
stop tripping me.
Stop tripping yourself.
If you were significant enough to notice, I wouldn't step on you.
Oh, well, your mother.
That was disappointing. I expected better from you.
Sorry, I was in a rush.
Well, that was interesting. Sten does have a bit of a sense of humor after all. Yeah, I don't know if I've really had like Sten and Ogrim. Yeah, probably not, because they're both two-handed warriors, so I would never really take them out together. So only if I'm going to like for a dedicated banter run like this would I ever really hear the two of them together. Oh. Griffin's having a bit of a moment here.
Don't look at me like that. No, absolutely not. There is no time. We have work to do. Fine. Bring me the stick. But this is the last time, I swear it.
Aww. Griffin getting some fetch time. How cute. Makes sense that Sten would soften up with animals. Especially such a good boy as Griffin.
Come on. Who ate the cabbage?
Why ask me?
I guess you thought we could all share in the bounty. Oh, stand up to it, you giant ass. You birthed a cloud to be proud of. I hope you've thought of a name.
Okay then. Yeah, I guess there is like not really a whole lot for them to talk about, I guess, so it's mostly just minor things here for banters. I mean, you think maybe Ogren would like have some curiosity about the Kyun, maybe? I don't know.
Hey, you
Or-
stupid mutt. What are you looking at me for? Well, you better get moving, you great sodding pile of potential poo.
Hey, Ogren, don't be mean. Griffin is a good boy. Yeah, you also, Sten could probably be curious about the dwarves, you'd think, too.
As you say.
I don't know if he has much experience or knowledge of the dwarves. You wouldn't necessarily think so. Alright, who next?
What do you want now? I don't understand you. Are you trying to say something about a child in a well?
The Lassie reference.
No? Never mind then.
It's funny. Never actually seen Lassie. I don't know if is the movie called Lassie or is it just the character? I don't know. But I've never actually seen it. I just heard it referenced and things.
Don't give me that look, dog. You're about one lifted leg away from becoming a new pair of boots.
Grin, you are not very nice to Griffin. And that makes me not like you as much. Because Griffin is a good boy, and he does not deserve any cruelty. He deserves pets, and love, and respect.
Watch where you're going, you sodding great horse of a dog. One day, someone's gonna kick you, beast. Not saying who, but someone.
Grin, you kicked that dog, and you are going to get frozen in ice and possibly left that way for an indeterminate amount of time. I'm just saying, don't cross the Ice Queen or her dog. Especially don't cross this queen's dog in front of her. Anyways, what else here? Hopefully no more.
If you just stood still for a minute. You like Ogren, don't you? Ogren's your friend. That's right, we understand each other. Now, stand still, you stupid mutt. Oh, come on! You're so melodramatic. Haven't even put the saddle on yet.
Ogren, you can't treat him so shittily and then expect to be able to ride him. Especially not all that armor you got on you. You know, we should have, we should get some armor made for Griffin. It would be nice. You know, I might think about it. Is Griffin an awakening? I don't remember, actually. I feel like he should be with us in Awakening, but maybe not. I don't know. I don't remember now. Oh, I guess is that it? Wait, so that's all the banter there was between Ogren and Sten? Huh. I guess the two just don't have much to say to each other. Interesting. I feel like there's some lost opportunity there. But I guess we shall move on.
Show some pity for a poor old man.
Onward to the next set of people. Who shall we pair together now?
Very well.
Let's see. Let's do Liliana.
Indeed.
And Sten.
Yes.
And we'll do Shale.
Yes.
Probably gonna lose track of who I've done the banter of here for long. Anyways, let us carry onward.
I saw what you were doing back there.
Oh?
Don't play innocent with me.
What are you talking about?
Outside, you were picking flowers.
No, I wasn't.
You were.
They were medicinal.
You're a big softy.
We will never speak of this again.
Softy.
I mean, yes, to some extent, Sten is a bit of a softie beneath it all. More so than Morrigan, for sure. Even though Morrigan can also soften up a little bit.
I may have a cause to apologize to the sister.
Apologize? For what?
For suggesting that the sister was gullible for believing in things which were not real.
Oh, that! I'd already forgotten about that. Thank you for reminding me.
I suppose it would offer some comfort to believe that things occur according to some grand purpose. All those years I spent in Honleith, unable to move, it would be comforting to think there was some reason for it.
Do you know there wasn't? Perhaps the Maker did it to bring you here, to us. You once said that you had no purpose. Perhaps you are simply looking for it in the wrong place.
Perhaps. I shall think on this.
Yeah. There's definitely comfort in stuff like that. But at the same time, it can also come with some problems. It can sometimes lead into some rather radical ways of thinking. Or just kind of a denial of reality.
I did not realize that you were a woman.
That is because I am not. I am a golem.
But you were once a woman, and a dwarf. Doesn't that mean anything to you?
The Bard speaks of someone who lived and died 5 centuries ago. What have I in common with her?
You share a soul.
I do not. It talks in riddles. Desist or I shall crush its head.
I mean, technically, yes, you do share a soul because souls have to exist for you to exist, because that's how golems are made. So yes, you do share a soul, little chill. I know it might be a tough reality to confront, but it is the truth.
I wish to say that it has been pleasant fighting at the Kunari's side.
I feel the same. You are a remarkable construct, Kadan. A warrior to be feared.
No more than the Kunari, surely. The way it strikes down its foes, marvelous.
I smile each time you roar a battle cry, knowing our foes tremble.
I could watch you fight all day long. The skill you display, the form, how the light plays on its muscles. I mean, yes, well done with the fighting.
You as well.
Wait, Shield has a
Right.
crush on Sten? Holy shit, I don't ever heard that before. That's funny. I am willing to ship it. Sure. Shale and Sten. Might be a little awkward getting into anything physical, but you know. Can figure it out, I guess.
I do not understand what a golem is. Why would anyone create such a being?
Why would one create a sword? To strike at its enemies.
But you are no sword golem. You speak like a living creature, but act like a possession. I do not know what to make of you.
I am no possession. Not now that the control rod is broken.
No, it is still in your heart. Do you even realize this? Age by age have men stood up and said to the world, "From what has come before me I was forged, but I am new and greater than my forebears." World in ruin, abandoned and untried, less than the whole of his being.
It is a riddle.
It seems so.
Yeah, but the whole point is to, a lot of times, is to move forward. I mean, we should respect what came before to some extent, but I think a lot of people just focus too much on, like, this is how it was, and so it should stay that way. But really, we should always be striving to be better and to move forward. And to make things better for the future. Otherwise, we would not be where we were today, where people behind us had not striven as they did. Anyways.
You were in the Chantry. You are a priest?
No, I was a lay sister of the Chantry.
Which means...
I lived and worked in the Chantry, but I did not take any vows.
So you dabbled in priesthood then?
Oh no, the lay sisters don't have the same sorts of duties as priests at all.
So you were not a priest, did none of their duties, and took no vows, but you lived among them.
Yes.
You were a house guest of the chantry?
Sort of.
So what were your duties then? I wonder. Just like maybe cleaning and stuff like that? I guess probably like maybe just menial tasks just to kind of just focus on. Keep yourself out of trouble.
You sing a great deal.
Yes, I do. Music lifts my spirit. Would you like me to stop?
I didn't say that. Was that part of your chant?
No, it was a ballad about a highwayman and the tavern girl who loved him. Could you not tell?
All your language sounds the same to me. I thought you were singing of vegetables, actually.
I mean, you can understand it. Now, obviously, when people are singing, it can be harder to understand them, so I get that. Actually, kind of makes me wonder where Sten learned. Well, I don't know. What are the languages of Dragon Age? I can't remember if it's ever really explored. I mean, in settings like this, usually they just kind of hand wave the language a little bit just to make it easier for the story to progress. But technically, you'd think like we'd all have different languages, and there'd be a lot more barriers in communication than we actually have to see here.
I have thought about what the sister said.
Our last talk. And?
I would like the sister to explain to me the purpose of birds.
Birds? What kind of birds?
Any kind. The evil little demons that strafe the ground with their droppings. What reason could your maker have for such things?
The same he has for any evil, such as the Darkspawn, if one were to equate the two.
I have a difficult time believing in any higher power that would inflict evil upon the world. Does it enjoy such jests?
Perhaps there is a lesson to learn in it. Not all lessons are easy, Shell.
It's any wonder this maker has so many followers. I mean, birds. What was he thinking?
I mean, one could say that birds bring beauty to the skies. They bring song to the mornings. So if you try to find like a reasoning for them, you could think upon it maybe. Of course, why is any creature exist? Why is any creature there? What is the purpose of any living being? And then they all interconnected and entwined together and everything.
Do you miss the life you once had, Shell? These centuries of memories you have lost?
Does it miss being within its mother's womb?
Do I... Well, no. I don't remember that far back.
It is no different. My memory stretches only so far, and what went before is now lost.
And you remember nothing at all? Not even a little bit?
There are images, faces who I have no names for, places I remember being, but not where they are. Do I miss these things? They are without context. I feel only disquiet when I think of them.
Like dreams, then. When you awake, all the details have fled.
Is that what it is to dream? Then yes, perhaps it is like that.
How very sad. To discover your entire life has been a forgotten dream. I am so sorry.
Yeah, that is crazy to think, like, if you could live long enough. It's actually an interesting question, like, if we could ever, like, develop technology to let us live long enough, like, would we eventually get to a point where we just... I mean, I guess technically already, like, our memories of, like, early childhood can be really dim, so, like, I wonder, like, how far would your memory actually be able to stretch? It's kind of interesting, like, would it even be worthwhile to live so long, maybe, if you couldn't remember a lot of it? Anyways, anything else,
What
guys?
do you estimate are the chances of success, Konari?
For the Grey Warden, little to none.
So why does it follow? I do not risk death, but it does.
My mission is no different from the Grey Warden's. I must see this through to the end.
It would rather perish than give up its quest.
Indeed. There is honor to be salvaged in such a quest, no matter its chances.
Honor is a curious thing. It is far better to be practical.
What use is practicality when it leads to cowardice and emptiness? It is better to live well than to live.
An interesting theory.
There is worth in your life, Shale. There is value, but only if it is used.
Yeah. I wonder, actually, could Shale kind of technically die? Like, if there was ever, like, a force strong enough to, like, break her apart? Would there be a way for, like, for her to be... Would she actually, like, die at all? Or, like, I guess maybe I wonder if there could be a magical way to, like, destroy a golem? To, like, free the soul or something, and that would, like, de-animate it, essentially? This Banter's bringing up all kinds of questions for me now. We'll see how many of them get answered as we continue learning more lore in the upcoming games and DLC for this game and everything.
I have thought a little more about the Sisters' maker.
He's not just my maker, Shale. He's your maker too. He created everything.
I happen to know exactly who my maker is.
I think you're wrong. The important part of you, that part which makes you, you, he made that.
And the sister simply believes this, even though there is no proof?
I do.
And the sister still believes that she and I could be sisters? In spirit?
I do. I think that would be nice.
I suppose there are worse things that could happen. Like being assaulted by a flock of pigeons.
I'm glad to hear it.
Just one big happy family here, huh?
Stop that.
Stop what?
That. Looking at me and giggling.
I can't help it. You're so big and stoic. Who would have thought you'd be a big softy?
Stop saying that. I am a soldier of the Beresad. I am not a softy.
Softy.
I hate humans.
Liliana. Liliana. Let's see, how much more do you guys have discussed? Like, Stenogren had, like, nothing. I wonder if that means, like, Alistair has, like, nothing really with the other warriors here. We'll have to see.
I have heard an interesting tale of the Kunari.
Speak, Kadan.
I am told that the Kunari put mages on leashes. Leashes? What a delightful concept.
It is not something that one should take pleasure in. It is done because it is necessary.
Why not put them out of their misery? Crush their skulls and be done with it. Fast, efficient, fun.
You have been offended by such men, so your bloodlust can be forgiven. But these ones you speak of are to be pitied. Even so, they must serve, just as any other must serve. All must find their place within the Kyun.
Does sound like a delightful place where it comes from. Mages on leashes. What will they think of next?
I cannot say that they would not wish to put a leash on you as well, Kadan.
That does sound less fun. Yes.
Yep, not so fun when it goes on you, huh? You know, the whole Kunari leashing the mages thing reminds me a lot of, book series that I've been kind of checking out, The Wheel of Time. Currently on the third one, yeah, we kind of explored, especially in the second book, people that, like, basically did literally, like, leash mages. It's definitely kind of, yeah, a lot of similarities there in the lore. Right. Alright, who has something else for me?
Why does the bard stare at me so?
I was thinking of writing a song about you. The statue with a heart of gold. Or something like that.
It thinks my heart is made of gold. It is stone as anything else. Cold stone.
I meant that you had a good heart. It seems to me that you do.
And they call this having a heart of gold. Why?
Because gold is precious and shiny and a good heart is just as valuable.
Shiny. My heart does not qualify as shiny. I kill, frequently, and not without pleasure.
You have had a difficult life. Deep down at the center of your being, you are a good person. I believe that.
Even though I have never demonstrated this aspect? How peculiar.
You aren't all stone shell. There is a person inside of you.
If so, it is because I ate him.
Oh, there's a picture. Okay, how much more do you guys have to say to each other here? Let us see. Or I guess technically when you think about specifically Stan and Ogren, they're both two-handed warriors, so yeah, there's like not really a strong reason to take both of them in the same party, whereas like Alistair's a different kind of warrior, so yeah, there's a little more room there for them to have some stuff between them, I guess.
Liliana, what do you want from me?
Nothing. I'm just curious. There's a lot we don't know about you, Stan. Except that you're a big softie.
Please stop saying that.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make fun of you. There's nothing wrong with having a heart, Stan. It's just not what I expected.
Why?
You're so Kunari. All the stories speak as if you were a hurricane or an earthquake rather than people.
Kunari are most dangerous because we are thinking men and not an unthinking force.
I don't understand. What do you mean?
For your sake, I hope you never find out.
Yeah, and yet, I mean, considering you're part of the Kunari Stan, and actually you become the air shock, don't you? I mean, technically, you're kind of helping the Kunari to eventually invade. Yes, who's next?
I've heard stories about the Kunari, you know.
Oh?
You know what, the audio does this sometimes.
Much of the land was...
It's weird.
In the northern kingdoms, they say the Kunari are implacable, relentless, more like a landslide than an invasion. It took 3 exalted marches to drive them back to the sea.
We'll do better next time.
Yeah, hopefully not. I do not like the idea of the queue spreading further and further and further. It's not exactly a pleasant thought. Especially considering they leash all their mages and everything. So they do like even worse to them than the circle, essentially. Actually, now that I think about it, the whole circle thing is also very similar kind of to the Wheel of Time and the oh, what do they call it? The Aes Sedai, and their whole thing, and yeah, there's a lot of similarities there. Even like the politics and everything too. A lot of similarities. I wonder if there's like inspiration taken directly from there or not.
The sister has interesting footwear.
Oh. You like shoes, do you?
My mass is considerable. Some cushioning on my feet would be ideal, but I doubt such footwear could be made.
I could see some nice thick sandals being made, with very thick leather straps. Oh yes, that could be done. Perhaps we could find some cobbler who could give it a try. What color would you want?
Surely the color is unimportant.
In fact, the color is very important. That, and picking a shape that makes your ankles look slender. And you could use some help there, I fear.
I have thick ankles.
It's alright. I don't like my thighs. What's important is working with what you have.
Very well. I wish my shoes to be red.
Oh, bold choice. We'll have to remember that.
Oh, Liliana, you're such a good person, man. I love you. And you and Shale together is honestly just so cute. Ah, so terribly, terribly cute.
Are there Kunari bards?
Why wouldn't there be?
I don't know. You don't seem like very musical people to me.
You base this on me? I am a soldier. The Antam does not do battle with lutes.
Yeah, but like, music is kind of... expression, like the Kyun seems to kind of like... something, you know, that kind of would sort of want to control people to the extent that it, you know, kind of restrain free expression and everything.
Very well.
Creativity. Because that kind of stuff can breed rebellion. When people are allowed to think freely and express themselves freely. So I get where Liliana's coming from with that. Nothing? Okay. This group is done. Excellent. We can move on. Don't know how many more I'm gonna do here. Like, I don't think we'll be able to get to everything, especially because I don't know what groups of 3 might have, like, random little bits of banter. And that's a lot more combinations that would have to be tried, but I'd like to at least get the bulk of the banter through, because I am enjoying
I do
listening
not
to it.
understand why you hate birds so much.
It is because I had to endure their chirping, their perching, and most especially their constant
No, I understand that part, but they were just being what they are.
Exactly. Disgusting vermin with wings. Darkspawn must be exterminated for being what they are as well.
But a bird is a creature of grace and beauty. They open their mouths and they sing.
The bard hears music. I hear a wail of banshees that boils my blood.
But what about a nightingale? Or a swan?
They're not pigeons, it is true. Still, evil beasts of the sky.
I give up.
Huh. There was nothing back there, but we just got something here. Is that because, like, it looked for when it was standing one of them and there was nothing? Now I'm wondering if there was some left over that I missed because I just left as soon as I didn't get one. I mean, not the end of the world anyway, but yeah, I'm just wondering why it didn't give me one on the bridge, but then it gave me one right there. Let's see. Anything else? No, nothing. Okay, are you not going to give me anything when I go through here again then? Okay, yeah, we're done. Looks like we are done with that. Okay. Let's see, who shall we pair together next here? Do-do-do. Wait, Firestone? I don't think there is such a thing as Firestone. There's only fire crystals that I've seen and like life rocks and stuff. Wonder if that was just an error there. Alright, let's throw you in, Alistair. Let's do Win. And who else? Could throw Shale in the mix here, maybe. Oh no, I think it's giving us the merchant again. Oh, nope, okay. Do you think you know merchant? Let's see.
Do you think the tower is ever going to get back to what it was, Wynne?
I don't know. A great number of people died. It will be difficult to imagine rebuilding, with that cloud hanging over everything for many years to come.
Do you think you'll be there? To help rebuild, I mean, once this is all over with.
I cannot say. Even if I survive this blight, I am a very old woman, Alistair.
Why? Because of some grey hair? You are a formidable woman, Wynne. You could see that it happens.
I think you overestimate the number of years I have left. But perhaps you are right. Or perhaps the memories of what happened there will be too strong for me to face.
I have a hard time believing that.
Well, it's good to have someone that believes in me so. Now, if I could only feel the same way myself, that would be something.
Yeah, I know the books go into what happens to Wynne later on here, but I only ever read the first couple books, so I haven't gotten to those. And I think I've mentioned in a previous video of this series that I did not particularly care for the first couple books, but they were written by David Gator, and the other ones were written by other people. And my sister did say, she's read I think like all of them, that the later books, like especially the ones by Patrick Weeks, are like a lot better. So maybe I will try them out sometime here. We'll see.
So tell me something. Do you feel pain when you get hit in combat?
This is when it squeals loudly and spurts blood about. This is when it feels pain.
Maybe. I've seen you take some bad hits. Don't you feel anything?
Anger, rage even, perhaps a little distress. Is this pain?
I'm not sure. I don't think I'd call it distress, exactly. It's more...
For me, it is more...
That sounds more like a bowel movement. I mean that sharp, stabbing... Like that.
No, nothing like that.
I mean, obviously she must feel something, maybe, if she was like talking about wanting cushioning for her feet. So you think she at least has some notion of things? Unless it's just about like wear on her feet, maybe? Actually, that's a good question. How does like wear and tear work with the golem? Since they're magical, do they just like avoid natural wear and tear somehow? I wonder. I wonder.
So, what would you do if someone told you that they loved you?
Check their eyesight first, perhaps. Is this someone I should know about?
No, I mean, pretend you're a woman.
I am a woman, Alistair. That shouldn't be too hard, but I'll give it a try.
Oh, that's not what I meant. Just pretend you're another woman. Someone told you that they loved you. How would you react?
Well, that depends. Does this someone just blurt it out? Do I love them back? I need context.
I don't know if you love him back. Maybe you do. You've spent a lot of time with this person.
Perhaps you need to wait for the right moment. You could get her alone in camp. Give her a gift, perhaps.
Oh, I wasn't talking about me. Just, forget I said anything.
As you wish.
Alistair, you already did this. You already gave us all the rose and everything and told your feelings. We've already pretty much gone through it all. And it's still fun dialogue to listen to. Alright. More banter, more banter. What do you have for me?
So, you know that I'm a Templar, right?
I believe what I heard was that you were not, in fact, a Templar. You were trained as one before you became a Grey Warden.
That's right, but I still have all the abilities of one, of course. That doesn't make you nervous.
Should it? I am no apostate. Perhaps you should be directing this question at Morrigan.
She claims not to be afraid of me. Or anything, really. But you've had more experience with the Templars than her. I know how mages can sometimes...
The Templars serve a function, and a necessary one. If what has happened at the tower proves anything, it is that we mages can be dangerous, even to ourselves.
That's one way of looking at it.
And regardless, you seem like a decent enough young man. If you decide to slaughter me out of hand, I'm sure you would at least inform me first, no?
Oh, sure. Count on it.
Yep. Alistair might slaughter you out of hand, but at least he'll be polite enough to let you know that he's about to cut your head off. Simply be rude to do otherwise. Alrighty then, how much more chatter do you guys have stored up in ya? Let's see.
So, tell me, you have any children, grandchildren, I don't know, great-grandchildren?
What would make you think I have any children at all? You have to know I've spent most of my life in the circle of magi.
You just seem like the grandmotherly type to me, I don't know.
I suppose I'll take that as a comment on my demeanor and not my age.
Mages aren't forbidden to marry or anything, are they? It's not such an outlandish question.
Isn't it? What sort of man would marry a mage, do you think?
Well, how about another mage? There are just as many men as there are women within the circle, as I recall.
That sort of union is not encouraged. Although that does not stop us from seeking out each other's company from time to time.
All right. Suddenly you don't seem quite so grandmotherly to me anymore.
Good. I would hope not.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure one does have a son. I think he's like in the books and stuff. Well, I think, doesn't like Shale go with her and stuff too? Yeah, I don't know, I should read those. Probably, yeah, all of a sudden, like, going through this banter makes me want to read those. Might have to look into it. See if I wonder if I can get them as ebooks. Hopefully so. Actually, that way if I don't like them, at least I don't have to deal with a physical copy around.
Why are you smiling like that? You look suspiciously like the cat that swallowed the pigeon.
Canary.
What?
I look like the cat that swallowed the canary.
I once had a very large cat, but not my point. My point is, why are you smirking?
You were watching her, with great interest, I might add. In fact, I believe you were enraptured. Oh, I see. So what guidance did you find in those swaying hips, hmm?
No, I wasn't looking at, her hindquarters.
Certainly.
I glanced in that direction, maybe, but I wasn't staring. Or really seeing anything, even.
Of course.
I hate you. You're a bad person.
Don't worry, Alistair. Stella doesn't mind you ogling her. Lets her know she's still in control. She's still got you under her thumb. Wrapped around her little pinky finger. Alrighty. Next discussion. Oh, nothing. I think we've reached the end of this group's chatter. Is it done then? Yep, okay.
I haven't eaten in days.
Oh, I'm sorry, dude. There's nothing I can do for you. The game will not even give me an option to do so. So no matter how many times I pass by your pitiful little form, I cannot help you. Alrighty, who do I want to take together next? see, Liliana
Indeed.
and Morrigan.
Indeed.
And maybe Ogren again. It's been a little while since we took him out. Alrighty then, what do you guys have to talk about here?
I imagine you have already composed a suitable ballad to commemorate the events at Redcliffe, Leliana.
Why would I do such a thing?
You have taken up your instruments once again, have you not? So to speak. A bard takes events of great import and puts them to tale.
What happened at Redcliffe was horrible. So many people died, and they were violated by unimaginable evil forces.
That was not so difficult, was it? You may wish to add music, however.
You make it sound as if you enjoyed what happened there. I can barely stomach to think of it.
But we were successful in the end. Victory without cost has little worth.
I just think of what that poor little boy went through. No, I don't want to glorify what happened there.
Then who will learn from these events? I would think on it some more, were I you.
I mean, yeah. You don't have to glorify it. In fact, you could make it into like more of a mourning song. Of a somber, mournful song for the dead and suffering. To help honor those who lost their lives.
They say your mother is Flemeth, a witch of the Kokari Wilds.
They also say that washing your feet in winter makes you catch cold in the head, but we all know that is not true. But sometimes they are right, and they are right in this.
You know the stories about...
Of course. You think my mother would let me go without telling me all the stories of her youth?
My mother told me stories too. She was the one who kindled my love of the old tales and legends.
My mother's stories curdled my blood and haunted my dreams. No little girl wants to hear about the wilder men her mother took to her bed, using them till they were spent, then killing them. No little girl wants to be told that this is also expected of her once she comes of age.
I see.
No, you don't. You really don't.
Well, now you make me want to hear some of these stories, Morgan. Might be some excellent horror tales. And next up, let's see.
Let me ask you this then, Morrigan. What if there really was a maker?
Then I would wonder why he has abandoned his creation. It seems terribly irresponsible of him.
He left us because we were determined to make our own way, even if we hurt ourselves. And he could not bear to watch.
But how do you know? You cannot ask him this. Perhaps he has gone to a new creation elsewhere and abandoned this as a dismal failure best forgotten.
I do not need to know, because I have faith. I believe in him, and feel his hope and his love.
Faith. How quickly those who have no answers invoke that word.
How can someone who practices magic have so little capacity to believe in that which he cannot see?
Magic is real. I can touch it and command it, and I need no faith for it to fill me up inside. If you were looking for your higher power, there it is.
But only if you can control it. I do not envy the loneliness you must feel at times, Morrigan.
Leave me be. Loneliness would be preferred to this endless chatter.
Oh, you almost cracked there for a second, Morgan. Better be careful. Keep up your cool facade.
So I see you are quite the little deceiver after all.
Finally decided to gloat, have you?
It simply suits my view of the Chantry that one of their devoted sisters should turn out to be so full of hypocrisy.
There are good people in the Chantry. Many good people who are just there to help others.
And apparently at least a few who are simply pretending to be good.
At least I was trying to be better than I was. At least I regretted the evil I'd done. Better that than be someone who's never loved anyone or anything, least of all herself. Anything but that.
It seems at least you got the self-righteousness down pat. Well done.
Yeah, did I already... I'm getting nothing with Ogren here. Did I already do Ogren and Leliana? I don't remember any banter between those two. Like, I know we did Ogren and Morgan. But maybe we already heard the banter between Ogren and Leliana? I can't remember now. I feel like we didn't hear anything between them. I don't know. Well, there's nothing, so I guess this group might be about spent here. Yeah, I don't remember Ogren and Leliana having anything. Maybe they just don't have any banter together for whatever reason. Not sure.
You are very beautiful, Morrigan.
Oh, there's more.
Tell me something I do not know.
Hair here, a little rip there to show some skin. I understand.
You understand I lived in a forest, I hope?
Maybe we could get you in a nice dress one day. Silk. No, maybe velvet. Velvet is heavier, better to guard against the cold in Ferelden. Dark red velvet. Yes. With gold embroidery. It should be cut low in the front, of course. We don't want to hide your features.
Stop looking at my breasts like that. 'Tis most disturbing.
You don't think so? And if it's cut low in the front, we must put your hair up. Show off that lovely neck.
You are insane. I would sooner let Alistair dress me.
It'll be fun, I promise. We'll get some shoes too. Shoes! We could go shopping together.
You would look really good in a dress like that, Morgan. Leliana is not wrong on that. You know, I wonder if Morgan swung that way, if Leliana would have any interest. Because obviously they have very different worldviews, but like, Leliana seemed like she was kind of curious there. Kind of into it, maybe. So I wonder. Nothing. Are we done then? With this group? Don't think I'll do too much more here. I'm kind of itching to move on at this point. It's kind of taken quite a bit of time here, just wrapping things up and prepping to go to Denram, to the landsmeet stuffs. Definitely getting about ready to move forward here.
Do you have any tales of the wilds?
None of the sort you like. No princesses in tall towers or knights throwing themselves at whole armies. Do you want tales of the chastened wilders who dwell in the marsh? Do you want to hear of the slow deaths they inflict on their enemies? Perhaps a tale of the poisonous creatures of the wilds that lay their eggs on your skin so their young may eat you alive when hatched? Or a tale of my mother's marsh cuisine? That, in my opinion, is the most terrifying of all my tales.
No, I don't want to hear about those things.
Then I have no tales for you.
I want to hear those tales, Morgan. I'm curious. What did you eat? What did you eat all the time
Bread.
out there?
Please, sir. Just a bit of bread.
Do you eat a lot of, like, toad and stuff, maybe? Anyways, they might be more between the two of them, so I'm gonna go swap out Ogren here, because we're getting nothing with him here. And we'll see What else we can get here? Let's see. Leona, Morrigan.
Indeed.
And let's throw in. Have we sent Zevran and Leona yet? I don't think we've had anything between them, so we could try that. I suppose. Oh no, I think it's loading an encounter. Probably that dude again. I don't want any of your shit, dude. I am done. I'm pretty much done with basically like all the vendors. All the crafting shit and whatnot that I need. And it probably wouldn't hurt to save some gold for Awakening now that I think about it. Assuming that your gold transfers over. Yeah, and like I don't have anything like actually compelling to spend it on. Probably best to just save it.
So I imagine it has been some time for you, Liliana.
Some time for me? I do not know what you mean.
Some time since you last knocked boots, shall we say? You did just come from the cloistered life, no?
Of course it has been some time. There are more important things in life than knocking boots, Zevran.
Oh, I'll not argue that. I simply mean that the body has urges. Urges given to us by the Maker. Yours must be considerable after all that time.
That is a very personal question.
I mean no offense. I simply offer my services should you ever feel the need for release.
You kind to think of my well-being, so Zevran.
Let it never be said that I am not available when the call for help goes out.
Yeah, I mean, I think most people, a lot of people would be happy to help Liliana out in regards. She is quite a pretty one, especially in Inquisition, from what I recall. Her model was very pretty in that game. Origins, it's a bit more limited, just because of the style and the age and everything. But she's still pretty.
How long were you in that cloister, my dear woman?
Just over 2 years. Why do you ask?
And all the brothers and sisters there, they had taken vows?
Most of them, yes.
For 2 years you had no contact with anyone but men and women who are promised to some uncaring god?
What are you getting at?
Didn't you desire companionship during those 2 years? 2 years! The very thought makes me weak.
My time in the cloister was a time of contemplation. I occupied myself with thoughts of the Maker and other worthy pursuits. But like I said, most of the brothers and sisters had taken vows. Not all of them. Some were just affirmed, like me.
Aha! That is not so bad then.
Nothing happened, Zevran. It would not be right to engage in that behavior in a house devoted to the Maker.
Why? The Maker made us who we are. He made our urges. He gave us these parts. You think he made them for looks?
I mean, you got a point there, Zevran.
It shall be done.
But then I'm surprised Liliana didn't retort back about how it was like a test. For people to like resist the temptation and everything. There's always some kind of explanation. Whether you think it's good or not, it's up to your own interpretation.
So what is it exactly that the Sisters of the Chantry do for amusement?
Do they not have sisters in Antiva, Zevran?
Naturally. Yet we are hesitant to speak to the sisters back home. They are at Tia Negrano. How do you say it? Pure, not to be spoiled.
And you would spoil them just by speaking to them?
You really have no idea, do you?
I wasn't born in the Chantry, Zevran. Sisters, we had many ways to pass the time. Work, for instance, and prayer.
No time for leisure at all?
I was not there for idle pursuits and pleasures, Zevran. I was there to contemplate my relationship to the Maker.
And that's it? Sounds bloody boring.
What did you imagine your Antivan sisters did exactly?
Well, in Antiva, the chantries make much of the wine, so I suppose I assumed they drank it.
I doubt that very much.
And there goes one childhood dream. To think I once longed to be a brother.
Yeah, I don't think you would work out very well in a chantry, Zevran. You'd be kicked out within the week, I think.
These markings of yours, they have a certain appeal. They remind me of how we used to paint our faces in Orlais.
Ah, but these are not just paint.
Do they mean anything to you, these symbols?
Some do. Some symbols are sacred to the crows. I'm not permitted to tell you what they mean. Others are there to accentuate the lines of the body, its curves and musculature. It is hard to explain with armor and clothing on.
But I don't recall seeing many markings on your body.
Ah, no. Of course not. They are not in the places you have yet seen. I can show you if you wish.
No. I think not.
Is this a problem?
Not at all. I'm merely content looking at the markings on your face, that is all.
Have it your way. Should you change your mind?
Zevran. Gotta take every shot he can.
Very well.
I am really sad we're gonna have to kill Zevran. At least there's not much of the game left at that point anyway, so we won't be missing much by using him necessarily. Though he won't be there to show up in Dragon Age 2, but I think that's all that'll impact then going forward that I know of.
So tell me of this vision of yours, Leliana.
I'm not certain I wish to discuss my vision with you. You'll make fun of me.
No. Why would I ever do such a thing?
See? There you go. No, I am not speaking to you of it.
Yes. I suppose the Maker would not want you to spread his words. Very well, I'll accept your reproach.
Why do you even wish to know?
Why, to make fun of you, of course.
You are utterly impossible.
On the contrary, I am often told how very easy I am, my dear.
Alright.
So come now, I'm serious this time. Tell me of your vision.
Certainly not.
You've told the Grey Wardens of your vision, have you not? Why them and not I?
You said that you intended to make fun of me. You actually said that.
It was funny at the time, but come, surely you can see I'm serious now. I honestly wish to know.
That's too bad. I honestly don't wish to tell you.
Then I suspect you don't even believe in your own vision.
What? That's not true. I do believe in it.
Then you would stand by it, no matter what the consequences.
Do you intend to make fun of me?
Well, yes. I can't help it.
I simply...
I know. Terrible.
Yes, you are terrible, Zevran. Terrible, terrible, terrible.
We have many things in common, Zevran.
Other than our purity and beauty.
We both spent many years in places other than Ferelden. You are an assassin, and I a bard.
Then you were called upon to kill.
Often. I didn't like it, but I did it anyway.
You didn't like it? You didn't like the thrill of the hunt?
I suppose. I did like that. The hunt. Not the killing.
The killing just signals the end of the hunt. Without it, the chase goes on. You killed your marks cleanly, I hope.
Whenever possible.
Good. When the prey is caught, it deserves a good death. A clean death. Perhaps you are right. We have much in common.
Yes, you do. Well, at least good knows Zevran's not exactly a sadist. Okay, I think
Show some pity
that's
for
it
a
for you
poor old
guys.
man.
Let's see, who else do we want to bring along? I think we might do like one more group of banter peeps here. One or two more groups, I would say. Let's see, who else am I curious about? Did we get much of
Yes.
Alistair and Zevran? I don't think we
Yes.
really did. And then maybe Sten?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I think this will be the last group I do. Yeah. I'm sure I'm gonna be missing a few, but that's fine. Doesn't need to be exhaustive here. Just kind of ready to move on after this, I think, then. Move the story along here. Oh, come on. This merchant dude is irritating me.
Will you
Oh, it's
stop
not that.
eating?
What is this? Or someone spring your own ambush for a change. Sure. You know what? This looks like a good blizzard place.
Let's not exhaust our supplies.
Okay, done with you now.
Blizzarders. Nice job on some of these guys. Sure.
It is begun.
No quarter shall be given.
As you say.
Watch out.
Alright. Good job, team. Oh, there's still enemies somewhere. Heck are they? Oh.
Maker!
Alright, there we go. There we go. Nicely done.
Perhaps I could have a try at that.
Oh, I didn't realize there was gonna be even more, I guess. Ah, these guys just chilling over here, not noticing the rest of their buddies dying. Get them out of their misery now. Nice. Shattering.
It is begun.
Perhaps I could have a try at that.
Alrighty, is that
Watch out, trap there.
I'm surprised though that we got that like so late. So many times.
On it.
Oh, and I got a level up. My final level, I believe, because I'm pretty sure level 20 is the max for the main game here.
As you say.
Perhaps I could have a try at that.
Ooh, lag. Oof. All of a sudden, lag spike. Ooh.
It is begun.
Perhaps I could have a try at that.
Come on, game. Hold on. Hold on.
Watch out, trap there. This won't take long.
Okay. So return pass, so this should be the way forward up here somewhere. Ooh, actually there's even more enemies, what the heck? Where are you hiding this whole time?
Get off!
I mean, I guess you were hiding up here, I don't
Watch
know.
out.
It's not really much. Oops, Zebrin. Take care of that trap.
Quickly! We must fight!
It is done. Your order.
Take care of that
This won't
trap.
take long.
Alrighty then. They had some really elaborate operation going up here. Too bad they were not prepared for my ambush. Alrighty, let's see. Let's bring these up a little bit maybe. And we finished this tree we were working on, so I guess it's just free to do whatever now. It might be, oh, actually it might be nice to get revival. I didn't realize that was actually the very next one. We could grab that. And that would let us, yeah, revive people if they do die. Which might be nice to have that as an option. Alternatively, could go for something like Drain Life, which is also kind of nice. I guess we'll go for Revival. Seems like it'd be kind of useful to have just as a option in a pinch. It's a lot of times we do end up having people fall down, and it'd be nice to have some way to bring them back up. Alrighty. Last banter gauntlet here. Let's go.
I understand that there are elves in the Kunari lands, then.
There are elves everywhere.
Yes. Well, I've heard that the Kunari actually put the elves in charge over the humans. Is that true?
Some of them.
Only some? Which ones are they?
The ones who belong in charge. That is the way of the Kyun.
How does this Kyun determine who belongs in charge?
The Tamasrans evaluate everyone and place them where their talents merit.
But elves in general merit higher places than humans in Kunari society?
Some of them.
Back where we began. It's like talking to a water wheel.
I think you're looking for an answer that's not there, Zebrin. Like, I think the whole idea under the Kyun is it's supposed to be theoretically equal, right? So, though I do wonder, like, how many humans and elves would ever be put in charge of Kunari, or anything like that. Like, you have to imagine there's still probably some racism by the Kunari, even if they're not technically supposed to under the Kyun. Like, racism is just kind of an inherent thing, you know? Instinctive kind of thing.
Why do you call yourselves crows? Crows are scavengers, not killers.
I heard that at one time they considered calling us the Kestrels, but, you know, it didn't sing. It didn't dance.
Yeah, the crows just sounds interesting. I mean, when you think of crows, you just think of death is kind of the thing. I think that's more of the thing, the association with death. I mean, a group of crows is literally called a murder of crows, so, yeah. Yeah, they're scavengers, but you immediately think of death. So, just kind of works, makes sense.
Sten is not a name, is it?
Do you always begin conversations this way?
It's your rank, is it not? I've met a few Kunari in Antiva, you know. Not much for conversation, but some of them are quite easy on the eyes.
Those are not Kunari.
No? They are what then? Very large dwarves with comical accents?
They wear the faces of Kunari, but they are Tal Vashoth, fiends of Seheron. They have abandoned the Qun.
With titles like your own, though, which makes me curious. What is your name, then?
Sten is enough.
But it is not your name.
It is who I am.
Yeah, but it is not your name. Yeah, actually forgot about that, but Sten is like a rank. So does he have like an actual name then? Did they have names under the Qun? I can't remember. I know we learn a lot more about the Qun later on. Some of it's kind of like retconning though too. But I don't remember. It's always weird in this game too that they couldn't really have the Kunari look like how they were meant to, so not until Dragon Age 2 did they really look properly like super different from all the other races. And then of course I kind of went overboard with trying to make others like the elves different from the other races too.
Might I offer you a bit of advice, my good friend Alistair?
I like my hair the way it is, thank you.
Truly. As you wish. Though my advice is regarding something else completely. It has to do with your recent exertions with your fellow Grey Warden that I overheard.
My... Oh.
It did seem as if you just got going when all grew quiet. You are feeling alright, yes? Perhaps you're tired.
We aren't talking about this, are we? Did I hit my head?
Severin, of course you're
some
talking
roots
about
from
it.
home that you may chew if you need energy. As for volume, perhaps you ought to try arching your...
Whoa, whoa. Awkward.
You Fereldans are so finicky. How will you ever learn how to pleasure each other unless you talk about it?
Not listening. La 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 la.
Oh, Alistair. So bashful. My cute little bashful soon-to-be king. Right, who's next?
So I have a question for you, Zeren. You're here, at least in part, to get away from the crows, right?
That is indeed true.
So when this is over, what do you intend to do with yourself? You can't go back to Antiva, I assume.
What I do depends in large part upon your fellow Grey Warden. I am not a free man, as it were.
Yes, yes, but what if you could do whatever you wanted?
Oh, I don't know. Aren't you going to be king? Perhaps you have people you need killed.
Is there some reason I shouldn't just kill them myself?
See, it's that sort of talk that is bad for business. Have you no thought to supporting the employment of your subjects?
Not for assassins, I don't.
That's the lovely thing about kings. They make for good business as the client or the target.
And people wonder why someone might not want to be king.
Yeah, definitely comes with a lot of negative aspects for sure. But don't worry, Alistair, you will have Visella there to support you and influence you. And use you for her purposes. Ice Queen and the Bashful King.
You seem to have quite a disdainful attitude towards elves, my Kunari friend.
Don't take it personally, Elf. I have a disdainful attitude towards everyone.
Well, that is true enough. It's a really short banter between those two, but I mean, I guess it makes sense with Sten, kind of.
So, why would the crows send you, Zevran?
Is there some reason why they should not?
Not exactly the best they had, were you?
Slander and lies. For shame, Alistair.
I'm not an idiot. Well, not most of the time. You're no raw recruit, but I've seen you fight. You're no master of combat by any means.
Assuming that I intended a fair fight, that would indeed be a problem.
But the crows must have master assassins the way you describe them. Men with years and years of experience. Why not send them?
Why not indeed? It is a mystery for the ages.
Oh, I get it. You're not gonna tell me.
Morrigan said you were sharp. No liar, she.
Alrighty then.
As you say.
Draw your weapon.
Are you talking to me?
Your weapon. Draw it.
Why? Are we under attack?
I want to see what you can do.
You want to fight me? Just like that?
You are a Grey Warden. How are you going to face an archdemon if you cannot face me?
It is a mystery, I'll admit.
I should let your weakness damn us all? Draw your sword. I'll try not to injure you permanently.
I don't have to prove anything to you, forget it.
So you do have a spine. Pity you don't use it.
Oh, goodness. Goodness, goodness, goodness. Alright, you guys got any more chatter left in you? Feeling kind of restless to continue the story here.
Don't you ever talk? You know, make polite conversation, just to put people at ease?
You mean that I should remark upon the weather before I cut off a man's head?
I think he meant with people that you're not about to kill, Sten. You could have clarified that, Alistair. But I suppose it probably wouldn't have done much good.
Still with these stern glances, Alistair?
You didn't answer my question about why the crows wouldn't send their best man.
So for that, I must suffer all these fearsome glares? Oh, you are cruel to subject me to such torture.
If you aren't telling me, there must be a reason.
If you must know, the masters do not often take contracts outside Antiva, and I made the best bid.
Best bid?
We agreed to pay the guild a portion of whatever the contract offers. The one who agrees to pay the most gets the contract, so long as the guild deems them worthy.
And they thought you were worthy.
Against a pair of Grey Warden recruits. Apparently so.
Were there many who wanted the contract?
None. You are still Grey Wardens, after all. And even in Antiva, killing members of your order is considered impolitic. It made the guild's decision considerably easier, I imagine.
Well, that's comforting. Somehow.
Huh. So basically, Zevran kind of had free reign on that contract, huh? Actually makes a lot more sense why it was so easy to overcome him there.
Were you really in that cage for 20 days?
It might have been closer to 30. I stopped counting after a while.
What did you do? I mean, 20 days is a long time to sit in one place and do nothing.
On good days, I posed riddles to the passers-by, offering them treasures in exchange for correct answers.
Really?
No.
Ah, too bad. That's got serious potential.
I love it when Stan has a bit of a sense of humor. But really, Alistair, how did you think he'd be able to offer them treasures, considering he was locked in a cage and had come from afar with very little? But his sword, which he had already even lost the sword by that point, so yeah. In fact, that's why he was in the cage.
You know, you never did tell me how you passed the time in that cage for so long.
No, I didn't.
So... what did you do in there?
A training exercise. I would observe an object, and then try to think of all the words in your language which began with the same letter as its name.
That? Wait, just wait. You're joking again, aren't you?
No.
You are not telling me that you played I Spy against yourself for 20 days?
There are a lot of things in Lothering that begin with G.
Oh, such as? Now I want to know. Hopefully that was the next banter here.
I spy with my little eye something that begins with G.
Is it a Grey Warden? Is it in fact you?
Ooh, you're really good at this.
Alistair. You are the best. You and Liliana. Morgan is also amusing. So is Everin. Yeah, you're all the best. It's hard to pick favorites. Though Zephyr might not be the best, considering he's going to turn on us. This playthrough, at least. Oh, nothing? I guess we are done with the banter. Alright, we can move forward now. Which I'm very much ready to do. Alrighty then, now I believe all that we have left. Well, let me get to camp first and swap the party out, but I believe all that we have left before we go to Denham is to go do Wynn's quest here in the Brazilian forest. So let's just do that. Or actually, we're not going to Denham. We're going to go to Redcliffe, and then we'll go to Denham from there. That's what I meant to say. Alright, so we'll go into the Brazilian forest again. Wynn, we'll want you along. Yes. We'll take Griffin. And, Alistair.
Yes.
That'll work out well, I think. And we don't need to... Oh, actually, yeah, we do need to go to the Dalish camp. So we can talk to them and learn about the fact that Anarin did live and escaped the Templars. Alrighty then.
You are a handsome canine specimen, aren't you? Yes, you are. Oh, but look at that tiny, stubby tail. Would you like a nicer tail? I could give you a long, swishy tail if you like. Just a wave of a wand and poof, tail. You'll adore it, I promise. Or maybe you would like to be a different color. We could spice up that drab brown with some red or blue, perhaps even violet. War dogs need to be pretty too, don't they? Yes, you want to be pretty, pretty dog. That's right. You just love attention, don't you? And you want antlers. A big swishy tail and hey! He made off with my staff. Perhaps I underestimated his intelligence.
Aw. Well, I just went nice to him, not like Ogren. Ogren was a mini poor griffin. I didn't realize everyone else got level ups. Looks like, okay. So that's something. Let's see. What do we want to get just for you here? Actually not entirely sure. I guess we could give you just grasp.
Your wish?
Let's see, should we give it? Oh no, you got too much stuff on your bar already. But we'll just leave that. Griffin, what do you want to give to you? So we'll go with that. And Alistair. Let's see. Actually, I think, did we want to give you more? I think we wanted to give you more strength, actually. There we go. And what else do we get for you? Your finished weapon and shield. So, probably go with champion stuff, I guess. Yep, just do that. And we will put that, it's like an AoE. So I'll just put it with the magic stuff. It's fine, I don't feel like moving everything right now. Okay. Let's go find out about an errand here.
You did it, outsider. You saved us from the ravages of the curse after all.
May the creators bless you, truly.
But Zathrian is lost to us, after all these centuries. He died heroically, I hope.
Let's just say his time had come.
Some things are better left unsaid, I gather. His will still be a tale worthy of telling Dalish children for many years to come. Now, Keeper Lanaya prepares for us to enter into war alongside the humans. I never thought I'd live to see the day.
I, for one, look forward to fighting against these darkspawn creatures.
Do you now? Let's hope you return and tell us all about them. As for you, outsider, I expect I'll be telling tales about the Grey Warden one day, hmm?
Perhaps, but right now that's not why I'm here.
Andera Natishan, Grey Warden. Join us at the fire if you like, but haven't you got a war to get to?
Have you ever heard of an elf named Anarin?
I appreciate you trying to find him, but what are the chances?
Anarin the healer?
You know Anarin?
He lives? No, it can't be him. Perhaps it is a common elven name.
No, I know of only one Anarin.
Ah, it makes sense. Anarin said that he was from the human cities. You are old friends, then?
If it's the same Anarin, then yes, Wynn knows him.
If you seek Anarin, you must venture into the forest. He prefers to be amidst the trees and the animals.
Thank you all so much.
Right, I should go.
Dareth Shirral.
Right, let us go into the forest, Wynn, and go see your old apprentice so you can make amends. Alright, let's see. Does it show? I think yeah, he's in the next area. So I think we just gotta go make our way through here. Here we go. I feel like we've gone to this Brazilian forest like a million times now for different things lately. Jeez. But anyways, this is the last thing at least, and then we can move the main story forward and into the end game. Which still has a lot to it, but you know, at that point it's like we're just kind of laser focused on the main story for the most part, not too many side things to distract us. Does it show me? I think I looked it up earlier to make sure she had a quest, and it said something about being near the Mad Hermit clearing, so we'll go that way, I suppose. I just wanted to make sure that I knew the conditions for getting her quest, so I didn't have to mess around for too much longer before we got it. Let's see. Naren? You somewhere nearby? There you are. You hanging out with the hermit over here?
Friends, turn back, please. These woods are a danger to those who do not know the paths.
A Naren?
Wait, I remember your face. But younger, more impulsive, stern. Wynn?
I thought they had killed you.
They very nearly did. The Templars found me while I was searching for the Dalish. They ran me through and left me for dead.
I brought this on you. Oh, I was a dreadful mentor, harsh and impatient. I am sorry for the way I treated you.
I've put that behind me, and you should too. I didn't fit in with the Templars in your chantry. My path lay elsewhere.
Irving is a reasonable man. He will find some way for you to return. The Circle needs new blood. It needs to change.
I have fond memories of Irving. He was always kind to me. I will consider your proposal, and perhaps I will speak with Irving. However, I promise nothing. Perhaps the mage you seek is right in front of you. The Grey Warden is a mage, no? The Blight will not last forever. Why
yeah,
not
but
look
Visella's
at her
not
to
going
shape
in
the
any
new
circle.
It is something both of you should think about.
Yeah, Visella's not going in any circle. Let's see. I'm pleased to have made your acquaintance, Naren.
Likewise. My years in the Circle were not a complete waste. I learned more than I let on. You did teach me, Wynn, even if you didn't know it. Look at this. It's the hardened sap of a tree native to this forest. It's been something of a lucky charm for me, and now I want you to have it.
Very well. I'm grateful. May your gods smile on you, Naren.
And on you.
Yep, and see, you didn't have to turn him in as an apostate either, Wynn. When you think about it. Yeah, it's kind of weird, like, Wynn is, like, so alright with the Circle stuff for the most part, but then also, like, you know, she's willing to bend things a little bit, too. Anyways, interesting. What does Wynn have on right now? That might actually be better. Plus it's got sentimental value, you know what? So, I'll do it. I'll be good. Alrighty then. Now that that's done, we can make our way back. Yeehala. Don't mind me, I'm just on my way back to camp. and then to Redcliffe. Save real quick. Actually, yeah, I think, but I wonder who else got level ups. Let me check on that here when we get back to camp. Just gotta walk our way back there here. Okay.
Very well.
Back to the Dalish camp, and from there back to camp. Wrap this up and head to Wycliffe. Alright, who wants to be leveled up? Sten, of course. Let's just see. More dexterity would be nice, maybe. A little more strength. And what shall we get to? Bonus to mental resistance is pretty good. Let's go for that. Shale. Shall we give you maybe a little more dexterity, a little more strength? And then we can give you one of these. I guess I'll give you this one. Grim. Take some dexterity and some constitution. And we're done with two-handed stuff for you, so I guess we can just start on the champion side of things. Oops, that one. Morgan. Let's give you some magic, a little more willpower. And then, what do we want to give you? Thinking maybe we'll give you sleep here. Zevran, I can finally get you some more strength, so maybe you can wield a better weapon here. Yeah, that's pretty much the main thing I wanted of you, I think. And then that sounds pretty good. That you actually, we really didn't get a whole lot of dual weapon stuff on Zevran here. Though actually, oh yeah, none of your stuff really. Oh yeah, I think, but it doesn't even really matter. Because we're gonna lose you anyway, so I'm just gonna strip you of all your equipment anyway here, probably once we get to Denrim. So actually, it doesn't really matter, does it? Let's see, Liliana. Dexterity. You're done with your arrow stuff, so we can go for more bard and stuff. So that's pretty good. And I think that is it. Okay. And then let me just clear some stuff out of my inventory. Actually, yeah, let's do this over here, because this is going to be gone then.
It shall be done.
We'll give all deep mushrooms. And all of our death roots. And I will also give 10 more sovereigns, I think. That should probably be about good. Okay.
Generous as always, Warden.
Yes, indeed.
Something you need? I'm sure either my boy or I can help you out.
Let me see your wares.
I'm sure you'll be pleased with the goods my boy and I have collected, and with your discount.
Sell off some of this stuff. Oh, I forgot. We need to give those to Shale. Totally forgot about that. Yeah, just sell off some of this basic stuff. Oh, and I had some more enchant stuff. I did want to enchant. That's right. I forgot about that. Totally forgot about that one. Let's see. No, I don't really need all these venoms and stuff. Just taking up space in my inventory, really. Especially since we're gonna lose Everin anyway. Okay, and then enchanting.
Enchantment? Enchantment!
Let's see, you already have a Grandmaster Frostrin, so that's pretty good. Zevran doesn't really matter anymore because we're just gonna strip all this stuff anyway. I'll go and Sten though. Let's see, what do you have? Maybe instead of that, we'll give you this. And then we can give that rune to the circle.
As you say.
You are wise to invest in the affected.
Alrighty then. At last, to Redcliffe.
I shall do it.
And story progression. Okay, we'll take Alistair.
Yes.
I don't think it really matters what we take right now, but regardless, Liliana.
Indeed.
And, you know, Griffin, you can come with. To Redcliffe Castle. Actually, I don't think we wanted to do anything in the village, right? I mean, I could have checked, but I don't think there were really any vendors of interest there anyway. Sword to Redcliffe Castle. Oop, looks like we got an encounter here first. Is it gonna be like a cutscene, maybe? Oh, no, but just this freaking dude again. No, I'm not interested. Go away. Jeez, that dude is like everywhere, man. Not even that close to Orzammar or anything then. Alrighty, let's go see the Arl. Move the story along. Like, I've been sitting still so long now. It took me probably longer than it should have to get my shit together here and get everything wrapped up. But anyways, we are ready to go now. Eager to go. Let's see. Earl Eamon. Hello.
I understand you've acquired all the allies you could. That's good. We can call the landsmeet if you are ready. I would prefer not giving Loghain time to consider, but it is up to you. I do not wish to go to Denerim unless you are with me.
Let's go to Denerim now.
Excellent. I shall make the arrangements. Let us be off to Denerim, and may the Maker watch over us.
Landsmeet time. Well, and all the things. that proceeded here. Namely, going to the alienage and whatnot, but also other things as well. Like getting captured at some point. I forget the exact order of the
Denerim
events,
is
so
the
we'll
heart
see.
and soul of Ferelden. It was the city of King Calenhad, the birthplace of Andraste. As stubborn as a Mabari, and as good to have on your side. If we defeat Loghain here, the rest of the nation will follow us. By calling the landsmeet, I've struck the first blow. The advantage, for the moment, is ours. He will have little choice but to show himself, to oppose us directly. He will strike back at us. The only question that remains is how soon. Loghain, this is an honor that the Regent would find time to greet me personally.
How could I not welcome a man so important as to call every lord in Ferelden away from his estates, while a blight claws at our land?
The blight is why I'm here. With Cailan dead, Ferelden must have a king to lead it against the Darkspawn.
Ferelden has a strong leader. Its queen. And I lead her armies.
Let's see, considering Ostagar, perhaps we need a better general.
Ah, the Grey Warden recruit. I thought we might meet again. You have my sympathies on what happened to your order. It is unfortunate that they chose to turn against Ferelden.
Let's see, enough of this. When does the landsmeet begin?
Don't interrupt, Churl. Your betters are talking.
Enough, Calthrian. This is not the time or place. I had hoped to talk you down from this rash course, Eamon. Our people are frightened. Our king is dead. Our land is under siege. We must be united now if we are to endure this crisis. Your own sister, Queen Rowan, fought tirelessly to see Ferelden restored. Would you see her work destroyed? You divide our nation and weaken our efforts against the Blight, with your selfish ambitions to the throne.
Nah, you're the one who's done that, Loghain. Let's see. You're the one who divided Ferelden.
I was not talking to you.
I cannot forgive what you've done, Loghain. Perhaps the Maker can, but not I. Our people deserve a king of the Theron bloodline. Alistair will be the one to lead us to victory in this blight.
Oh, is that all I have to do? No pressure.
The Emperor of Orlais also thought I could not bring him down. Expect no more mercy than I showed him. There is nothing I would not do for my homeland.
Well, that was bracing. I didn't expect Loghain to show himself quite so soon.
Let's see, Hal killed my family. I can't let him get away with it.
I would not ask you to. But bear in mind that he will be well protected by his alliance with Loghain. He always seemed the kind of man who enjoyed kicking stray dogs. I would not have thought Loghain would trust him. We need eyes and ears in the city. Loghain has been here for months. The roots of all his schemes must begin here. The sooner we find them, the better we can turn them to our advantage. Go have a look around, and see what you can turn up. Better yet, find the nobles who have arrived for the landsmeet. Test the waters. See how many will support us. When you're ready to talk strategy, come upstairs to my sitting room. We can lay out our plans for the landsmeet then.
Alrighty then. Soon enough we will get started on all that, but for the moment I'm going to take a break since this is a good moment to do so. So thank you for watching, and I will see you later.